even when the law is very clear that you cannot pull out of the race, I don't know, it used to be 45 days to election. These politicians will still play their normal game. When INEC will have printed the ballot papers, you will find out 3-5 days to election, they will now be addressing press and say, so number of us have decided to endorse the candidacy of one of the dominant parties. It's a bad practice. They know this all along, that they are featherweights, that they are just pretenders. Because, Precious, in every election, there are two categories of people, or two categories of contestants. There are the pretenders and there are the contenders. And surveys have shown that in this election of today in Edo State, there are actually 3 major contenders, if you want to put it that way, and that's been very charitable. In my own narrow opinion, it's actually a 2-horse race. So for those parties who knew that they don't have the wherewithal, the financial war chest to contest this election, they never even bothered to send name of party agents to INEC for accreditation. So they knew all along that they are just making the numbers and they are on the ballot for purposes of trade-off. And that is one of the drawbacks of our electoral process. They know they will never campaign. I mean, I know TVC has been following through the campaign in the last 150 days. How many of these pretenders did you even see organize one word campaign? Word is the smallest political office. Many of them just exist on paper. They know they are not contesting to win. They just want to make the number. Maybe there are 5 minutes of fame, believing that if there is political debate, they will be able to get some measure of fame, and that will rub off positively on their image.
Mr. Ojo, I want to again put you on hold as I begin to wind down. I just want to, my colleague will take over for me in just a moment, but I want to quickly bring that conversation back to the studio and just get BKO's and Mr. Logun's thought on this one as well. It used to be, we moved from having over 70 political parties to deregistering and then to about 18. My question really would be, is it time again to deregister? Because when you consider what he has said, this happens all the time, and most of them, don't field candidates, they do, and then they pull out.
Democracy started from the platform of allow all to express their interest in the stake that we have. And of course, you can regulate, but that may not eliminate the concept of the pretenders. In fact, research has revealed to some of us that perhaps some of the big parties enable the pretenders to register so that when they are needed, they collapse their electorates to say, okay, go and support this candidate. But the more we have, the merrier. In the US, there are more parties than the Republicans and the Democrats. It's just that they've become the major. And I believe in the UK also. What we advise is that rather than pretending and hiding, you can engage issues. A politicking goes beyond fielding candidates for elections. One party can engage education and put the government on her toes to deliver on education. Another can engage health. Another can engage. So you should be active towards the delivery of good to the society. But what we have seen in our environment is that it's all about elections. So for some now, it's 2027, and they begin to focus on that. So the essence of democracy is government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And what is it for the people? The good for the people, so that people can taste the good of the land. Like Joseph facilitated in Egypt, where famine could have wiped them off. So if we start to delete or whatever, but then INEC also has a prerogative to ensure these parties are active. INEC is not just to organize elections, to monitor the activities, enlighten the electorate. There are other assignments given, and NGOs and other stakeholders can also be involved in that.
All right, so let me give the final word for my session to BKO in terms of the political parties as well.
I don't think we need all of those parties. I was happy when a good number of them were deregistered, because they just made us to waste money on ballot materials, long ballot paper, and you just had to then look for. At the end of every electoral season, they fade out. To them, the electoral season is boom time, because it affords them the opportunity to negotiate with the big political parties. You know, they would then say, okay, we are collapsing our structures into yours, we are getting our supporters to vote for you. You see about 8 political parties saying they are stepping down for a particular candidate. If you are in serious business, why would you step down for a candidate just hours to the election, days to the election? They are just not serious. They are there to just exploit the situation and see what money they can make from the big parties. And partisan politics is not simply about elections. You are there to play other roles. The Nigerian electorate is the most misinformed and uninformed in the world, because the parties are not playing their roles the way they should. There are many things that you can enlighten the voter about that these political parties are not doing. Every year, ballots get wasted. People thumbprints and then fold carelessly. At the end of the day, you see a lot of invalid ballots. So parties are supposed to do much more than going to the people to ask for their votes. They need to also enlighten them, you know, and get them to become good citizens. But if a lot of these parties, if you deregister them, they will go to court, and at the end of the day, they are irrelevant. They are just there to make up the numbers. It's unfortunate. And if you cannot even get an agent, if you are so insignificant that at polling centers you do not even have agents at all, then why have you taken part in the election? Because it's the agent that will be able to help police your votes and all that. If the agent is not there. And something they also do is those small parties, they work with the bigger parties to alter results. They settle them and they agree to even get some results altered. This is what they do. So they are in it simply for the money. They are not... a
bargaining chip.
Yes.
Thank you so much, the three GDs of BKO, who is the Director of Current Affairs for TVC Communications, and also Jide Ologun, who is a lawyer, and election observer Jide Ojo, who joined us virtually. Thank you all. Stay with us. My colleague, Ibrahim Shita, is standing by to continue with this conversation. Thank you, everyone. Stay with TVC News for a